Hey guys, this is Ash at Audio 46. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and today I'll be reviewing Louis Vuitton of earphones, Amplifiers Ears Wraith. So I say that because it's super highly priced and I'm really excited to find out if it's worth the price. Alright, let's start. Campfire Ears Wraith comes with the earphones, final E-type ear tips, cleaning tool, cleaning cloth, case, stickers, manual, and warranty. Campfire Ears has a hybrid design where 4 electrostatic drivers and 7 balanced armatures with 5A crossover, 2 low, 3 mid, 2 high, and 4 super high work together. Since the electrostatic drivers are pretty hard to control and overpowering, Empire came up with their solution of using Empire Intelligent Variable Electrostatic Control technology. It utilizes 2 transformers to control the 4 electrostatic drivers and blend them seamlessly with the 7 balanced armature drivers. For the cable, Empire Ears has chosen Effect Audio's famous Cleopatra, and it comes with the regular 3.5mm plug termination, but is also available with balanced cables in 2.5mm and 4.4mm terminations. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I can tell that Empire really put their effort into design and functionality, and what I enjoy about their design is their smooth round edges of the housings that really adds on comfort to the ears. And I do also like their color scheme of purple, black, and silver because it kind of reminds me of those like heavy metal concert or almost like anime cosplay stuff, you know what I'm saying. And the housings are light, they're super light, but the cables are still light, but they don't feel extremely light to me. In terms of the fit, they were comfortable, all the tips were comfortable, and they're final E types, which I usually enjoy. And when I put it on, the sound isolation was solid. I had no problem with it. Only thing is though, the housings are a little bit big, so when I put it on, I kind of had the feeling of the earphones sticking out my ears a little bit, but that's just my personal pet peeve, so yeah. How should I start this? Alright guys, should we try the compliment sandwich? Okay, so the bass and the low end on these, the first thing I noticed was how controlled and tight it sounded. The bass response was so quick and tight without any room for the sound to be lagged on behind. So for that reason, I think it sounded superb with funk music or classical music, especially with cello solos. With that being said, what I noticed is that the low end on these really lacked power, warmth, and forwardness. So for example, if you listen to hip-hop music, these will make you feel skinny because you don't feel anything vibrating with the bass. Also, there's a sense of lightness in the bass and the low end itself. So if you're listening to or listen to a lot of music like let's say blues, rock, hip-hop, or even like Latin music with that strong percussion, I don't think these will necessarily be super satisfying. But then again, like I said in the beginning, these have really tight control low end and realistic timbres, so it wasn't all that bad. Alright, did my compliment sandwich work? So guys, I was a little bit confused with the mid-range on Wraith because although the sound profile itself of the mid-range was very rich, I didn't feel substantial amount of body of the sound. So here's the thing, I noticed that the lower half of the mid-range had just enough presence per se, and the upper half of the body was very strong and rich and powerful. So as a result, the vocal sound of the vocals were accentuated, while the sound of the instruments sometimes sound washed out. And I noticed even on some tracks that some parts of the mix would go in and out in terms of the strength. So I just felt like the parts of the mix were missing. So, for example, my boy Patrick from Fall Out Boy, his voice sounded super strong and projecting and prominent throughout the whole track, while the instrument, in terms of the strength, would go in and out of the track, which kind of killed my vibe listening to punk music, because I feel like the whole point of punk or rock music is when you wait for that moment when the strength of the instruments in the mix and the strength of the vocal comes together and creates this gigantic sound. So it could be a combination from electrostatic and BA driver. I don't know. It could be a bad combo, like warm pineapple on pizza. No good. If any of you enjoys that, we cannot be friends. But with that being said, the good thing is the level of detail and clarity was outstanding on the mid-range. So if you guys listen to a lot of folk or any genres with a lot of acoustic instruments, you will appreciate how crystal clear the strum of the guitar sounds. And also the instrument sounded really good with realistic timbre. So combine that with very forward vocal, it will actually give you somewhat of an intimate feeling. So if you guys listen to a lot of tracks with female vocals, I think Amplifiers' Ears Wraith will be perfect for you, because it has this velvety thickness that characterizes the high-end sound that especially makes the sound of vocals smooth, soothing, and nice, like instant ASMR. And this also prevents the sound from being too sparkly and bright, so that's a good thing. And it sounded honestly good with any genres, but one thing that I noticed is that although it has a lot of detail and plenty of breadth in the sound itself, it has a weight to it. So certain classical instruments, like violin, sounded, although it isn't rolled up, it sounded a little less precise or natural because of the weight. So yeah, but other than that, it honestly sounded good with pretty much all the genres. So guys, I think my favorite part about these is actually the soundstage, because it's so airy and spacious, and it spreads apart the sound of instruments so expansively. And it's also very vast and flavorful with the precise placement of each sound. Also, one thing that I noticed is that I was taking a break on YouTube from like testing the sound, and you know YouTube, it just takes you to a rabbit hole. And I ended up seeing Gladiator. Don't judge me. And not only on musical tracks, it sounded so good with any videos or footages like that, and I just felt like I had to be Russell Crowe and just be on a horse, because everything sounded so realistic and spacious. My final thoughts. Okay guys, so this is like the elephant in the room, right? The price. I don't want to think about the price, but I do have to. So if I take that into consideration, I don't think I'll be able to say that these were my favorite or I was fully satisfied, because I go for a good balance in the mix, and you guys know already, I'm a huge bass head, so I always enjoy really strong, powerful, warm, rich, you know, the good low end. But if you guys are not type A about the balance in sound and go for more of a vibrant and flavorful sound profile, I would definitely recommend these. And also, the Soundstage was one of the top Soundstage that I've heard, and just for that, it could be worth the price. But in general, I'll leave it up to you guys. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. That was it for today, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.